Copyright Joel Bissell /MLivecom/TNS. Pittsburgh Panthers head coach Pat Narduzzi celebrates with Pittsburgh Panthers defensive back Erick Hallett II, 31, after an interception in the end zone during the third quarter at Waldo Stadium on the campus of Western Michigan University in Kalamazoo, Michigan on Saturday, September 16, 2022. Kalamazoo, Michigan. Pitt's football team overcame injuries at quarterback to escape Western Michigan with a 34-13 win Saturday, but what allegedly happened off the field left Panthers head coach Pat Narduzzi with a sour taste in his mouth. Narduzzi, now in his 8th year atop Pitt's football program, opened his post-game press conference praising his team for playing next-man-up football after injuries forced the Panthers to start third-string signal caller Nate Yarnell. But it didn't take long for him to express his irritation with the trip to Kalamazoo, beginning with a police escort from his team's Grand Rapids hotel to Waldo Stadium and ending with fans allegedly throwing bottles at the Pitt players. "I can start on the trip down here. I can talk about the horse-ass police escort we had down here was embarrassing," he said. "I can talk about the bottles they threw. I'm not happy with the fans throwing bottles at our kids. Felt like I was down in Morgantown, I guess. I thought that only happens in Morgantown in a rivalry game, but throwing stuff at our kids was a classless move." The Morgantown reference was aimed at rival West Virginia, though Narduzzi has yet to play at the Mountaineers Milan Puskar Stadium in his 8 years with Pitt. A Pitt spokesperson declined to elaborate on Narduzzi's comments about the police escort or the alleged bottle throwing, but a WMU spokesperson said Saturday the Panthers coach's complaints with the former stem from the patrol cars not using their sirens to clear traffic during the 50-mile trip south to Kalamazoo. WMU Athletic Director Dan Bartholomae, who spent 15 years working in Pitt's athletic department, said he wasn't aware of the alleged bottle-throwing incident until after the press conference. "Although I was in regular communication with Pitt administration and staff throughout the game and post-game, this topic was not raised," said Bartholomae, who worked with Narduzzi during the 2015 and 2016 seasons. "I became aware of Coach Narduzzi's comments after the press conference. I was immediately in contact with the appropriate Pitt personnel, our operations team, and our partners in public safety to better understand any concerns. We prioritized a first-class experience for Pitt. We are invested in creating a welcoming and inclusive environment at WMU, and this extends to the treatment of our visiting teams at Waldo Stadium. If we fell short in creating a first-class experience for our visitors, it is something we take seriously and will seek to improve in the future." As of Monday afternoon, the video of the Narduzzi's press conference on Pitt's athletic page has been set to private, but videos of post-game interviews with quarterback Nate Yarnell, running back Israel Abanikanda, and safety Erick Hallett II are all available for public viewing. Pittsburgh Sports Now also captured video of Narduzzi's press conference and made it available on its YouTube page. WMU's announced attendance of 22,875 was Waldo Stadium's largest home opening crowd since the Broncos' 2017 contest against Idaho, which marked the team's first home game after the Cotton Bowl campaign. It was also the stadium's largest crowd since the 2018 homecoming win over Eastern Michigan, which drew 24,282 fans. Saturday's contest was a rematch of last year's 44-41 WMU road win over Pitt, and it marked the 7th time a Power 5, or former BCS, opponent has traveled to Waldo Stadium in the last 21 years. 23 ranking made them the first ranked foe to play at Waldo Stadium since Michigan State in 2015. Prior to Saturday, Pitt had played just 2 non-Power 5 teams on the road, Akron in 2015 and Central Florida in 2018, during Narduzzi's tenure. In the week leading up to the WMU game, Narduzzi didn't seem very fond of making the trip to Kalamazoo, saying he hoped the Panthers wouldn't have to play group of 5 teams on the road anymore. "I think back when this game was scheduled, from my knowledge, that was kind of the landscape of college football," he said. "You weren't getting them one-off home games. You want to go play, let's just say, Wisconsin on a home-and-home, or do you want to play a Mid-American or group of 5 school? Some of those things were happening at that time in scheduling that you really had no options. You look at it, and you better schedule out 15 years, And maybe we don't schedule out far enough to get it where there are options, but at that point when we were trying to get games and get our schedule filled out, sometimes you're stuck with what you have. It's either that, or do you want to go play UNLV at UNLV? So, options are limited at times, but it seems to be coming back the other way now, so we hope to not have that any more offensive woes doom Western Michigan football than lost to no. See 130 game, tailgate, marching band photos from Western Michigan's home opener against Pitt WMU football, down 2 defensive starters heading into matchup with no. WMU football to host ranked opponent for first time since 2015. WMU to collect $2.08 for recently added football games versus Big Ten, SEC foes. Copyright 2022 Advanced Local Media LLC. Distributed by Tribune Content Agency, LLC.